Let people in. Welcome, everyone. We'll begin our programming at noon. Well, if you could please mute yourselves, that'll be awesome. Thank you so much. Okay, it's noontime. Thank you, everyone, for coming and giving us your to learn everything that NSF has to offer all of you faculty. So without further ado, I leave you with hold on for a second. I will leave you with Sonja Montes Hunter that will be presentation together with the program personnel of NSF. Being here at NSF.
Good afternoon. Thank you, Anna, for hosting us for this presentation. We hope that this presentation does provide your community some insight into the NSF and funding opportunities for your faculty and other stakeholders. So I always like to start with, obviously, my name is Sonja Montes Hunter. I serve as a program officer in the Division for Equity for Excellence in STEM. I co-lead the Hispanic Serving Institution program. I am joined by my colleagues who will introduce themselves as they are presenting, so that you see options of a wide variety of opportunities at the NSF for you to submit your ideas to. I always like to start with a slide on the National Science Foundation so that you all know who we are and you just know a little bit about our history and what we do and how we're structured. And as you may know, the National Science Foundation is a federal agency created by Congress in 1950 to promote the progress of science, to advance national health, prosperity, and welfare, to secure the national defense. We are broken up into what we call directorates, right? And right now we have 9 directorates, and within each directorate, there are divisions, right? And all of us here today, I don't think we represent all the directorates, but we do represent divisions within several of these directorates. We have EDU, which is STEM education. I do believe we have engineering, and I do believe we have integrative activities. I believe, but I mean, people will introduce themselves in their respective directorates. But we are divided into directorates, and it is important to know that way you can find, where you might find opportunities. And if you don't, what the purpose of this today is to give you maybe broaden your network and at least have folks that you can reach out to find out where exactly you can submit your proposals to. So I'll start with the HSI program. The HSI program, Hispanic Serving Institution program, is mandated by Congress, and we are focused on building capacity and also increasing the number of STEM baccalaureate degrees to students at HSIs. Right, so we are a twofold goal program, and these are just some interesting facts. We are co-managed by the Division of Undergraduate Education, and I do have a colleague here in the Division of Undergraduate Education, and we currently fund about 24% of HSIs, although that's not a large amount, but we are hoping. This is a young program, and our goal is to make sure that we are able to support all the HSIs across the country. And then these are some of the themes that we look for as you're developing your proposals: building capacity, partnerships, critical transitions, and of course, broadening participation in education research. As you can see, that our first goal is to enhance the quality of undergraduate STEM education. So we do look for research that supports that goal. We support all disciplines that are supported by the NSF. So whether you're an engineer, bio, physics, it doesn't matter if it's a discipline supported by the NSF, you are welcomed to submit your proposal to the HSI program. And then I am going to pass it on to Olga, who is my colleague in DUE.
Thank you, Sonia. Really great to be here with you all. I'm an engineer and engineering education researcher. So we're a program director in the Division of Undergraduate Education. I certainly don't expect that you will remember every program that we have to present to you today, but consider this an invitation to reach out to any of us, and we will connect you to the right program. In the Division of Undergraduate Education, there's 4 core programs, and certainly we do work with many other divisions and across directorates to do the work that supports the STEM education community across our nation. STEM is all about scholarships to support academically talented, low-income STEM students. The Advanced Technological Education Program is all around educating the next generation of technicians that meet industry needs. We also have a program called Innovation in 2-year institutions, and that is all about supporting students and capacity building in 2-year institutions. The Robert Noyce Teacher Scholarship Program supports talented STEM undergraduate majors and professionals to become K-12 STEM educators. And then a very big umbrella is improving undergraduate STEM education, which is a program that really focuses on undergraduate, improving STEM learning in STEM across 2-year, 4-year institutions and beyond. And I think I will have one more slide, simply highlights one program, because I know you won't be able to remember all of them. And that's IUSE, which is improving undergraduate STEM education, simply to kind of help you recognize that we support STEM teaching and learning at the undergraduate level. We look for evidence-based practices in STEM teaching and learning. And we also support institutional and community transformation efforts that also touch undergraduate education. And I think I'm passing it off to Elsa. I'm not sure.
To Carrie Ann.
Carrie Ann.
Hi, everybody. I'm Carrie Ann Sater-Wagstaff, another program director, this time in the same division as Sonja is in EES. And the question I have for you today, I have a very short time period to talk to you about a very important program, also congressionally mandated. But the question to ask yourself today is, how tired are you of solving the same problem every year? And so thinking about faculty flourishing, faculty retention, faculty recruitment, and the same with students, is we seem to be involved in programs a lot of the time that we have to keep investing resources into every year without solving the underlying problems. And this is one of the programs in EES that focuses on addressing underlying issues that keep people from flourishing in institutions of higher education, and that's the AGEP program, which is short for Alliances for Graduate Education and the Professoriate. Next slide, please. So we have 3 funding tracks within the AGEP program, and I think we'll have a little bit of time later to meet with people if you want to learn more about it. But we have a capacity building track, and then an institutional transformation track. In between, there's a required preliminary proposal. And the Alliances for Graduate Education and the Professoriate funds alliances of institutions of higher education in order to understand the systemic challenges that are facing their students and faculty members, including postdocs, and then to also propose solutions to those as alliances of institutions of higher education. On the next slide, please. So these are the 3 folks who are currently engaged with this program. The current program lead is Dr. Carrie Hall. There's myself as a regular program director and our specialist, Maurice Dews. We have a programmatic email address that if you want to talk and get more information, you can email agep@nsf.gov, and that'll go to everyone on the team. And then hopefully everybody will get the slides and you'll be able to see the link to the website down below. So thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone, or morning, depending on where you're located. I'm so pleased to be a part of this important event. My name is Sharon Bird, and I'm one of many NSF program officers with the Education Core Research, or ECR program, and I'm delighted to share with you a quick overview. I'm also going to touch on a related program called Building Capacity in STEM Education Research, which is an excellent opportunity for folks who are interested in developing their skills as a STEM education researcher and or who want to explore new directions in their STEM education research. I also wanted to mention that my colleague Marilyn Suter is also here today and will be available to talk with those of you who might be interested in the BC SER or BICSR program when we go to our breakout rooms. Next slide. So the Education Core Research Program funds fundamental research. What do we mean by fundamental research? We mean research that is grounded in theory or empirical frameworks that inform important research questions or testable hypotheses. This would include research that identifies, explores, and advances important ideas and analyses in any of the 3 ECR broad research areas: research on STEM learning and learning environments, research on broadening participation in STEM, and research on STEM workforce development. And as outlined in the ECR program solicitation, ECR proposals need to be grounded in relevant existing literatures and theories, include clear research questions, and utilize rigorous research methods. Next slide. Okay, so the ECR program has a deadline that's coming up really quickly. It's October 3rd, but then the first Thursday in October thereafter. And depending on the scope and complexity of your project, these may be funded at any of 3 levels, ranging from $500,000 to $2.5 million. And you can request a duration of between 3 to 5 years for any of these amounts. Okay, next slide. So again, I wanted to mention another program. We wanted to highlight here this opportunity for those who are interested in doing STEM education fundamental research, the Building Capacity in STEM Education Research program, which supports projects that build investigators' capacity for carrying out high-quality STEM education research. There are 2 BC SER tracks, one for individual investigator development in STEM education research, and one for Institutes for Methods and Practice in STEM Education Research. The individual investigator development proposals can be for up to $350,000 for 3 years, and the Institutes for Methods and Practice proposals, which again are for institutes that provide participants with training and support in methodological techniques or practice in STEM education research, can be for up to $1 million over 3 years. Thank you.
Thank you, Sharon. Welcome, everyone. Thank you for joining us again. My name is Elsa Gonzalez. I'm a former program director, and currently I serve as an intermittent expert in the HSI program with Dr. Sonja Montes-Hunter. And I'm also a former career awardee and program director in the career program. That's why I would like to talk to you about the Faculty Early Career Development Program that is addressed particularly early career researchers and tenure faculty in your universities. The solicitation is the 22-586, and the due date is the 4th Wednesday in July annually. Every year in July, the 4th Wednesday, this is the due date for the early career awardee. So it gives you pretty much time to prepare during the full year, and then in the middle of the summer, you submit after classes are done, you submit your career program. You submit your career proposal. The lead of the program is Dr. Tori Smith, and please feel free to contact us, and we can address your question. Dr. Smith can address also visit with you if you have questions during the year, because I know as a faculty you may have some questions right now, and then in the winter break, and then during spring break, and then at the end of the semester, when just before you are ready to put all your attention in that proposal that may be submitted in next summer. The funding amount is a minimum of $400,000, is for a period of 5 years, and is addressing those faculty who are putting together your research agenda and you are planning for the next 5 years. It's a single PI project, and the PI must meet the eligibility requirement, that is assistant professor, tenure track or equivalent, and untenure at this point of your submission. The letter from the department chair that confirms the eligibility and also express the support of the department for your project during those 5 years. The integration of research and education plans are required, and this is a program that is supported for several programs around the directorate, from the ECR that was just presented, HBCU, HSI. So your project can be actually addressing any of the programs that they are under our directorate, but focus on the development of your next 5 years under the career program. Please let us know if you have any question, and we're happy to follow up with you. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Jessie Diaro. I'm Program Officer with the Advance program. And I'm going to share with you opportunities that we fund for institutions of higher education, and then about opportunities for nonprofit, non-academic organizations. So Advance is not an acronym. It is focused on improving gender equity for STEM faculty. So it's not about increasing the numbers of individuals pursuing STEM degrees. It's about addressing systemic issues within academic careers so that everyone can succeed. And we have a pathway for institutions of higher education that starts with the Catalyst Grant, which allows you to do institutional self-assessment work, collect data, and survey your faculty and do interviews and talk with your administrators about what might be the underlying causes for your equity issues that you're experiencing at your institution. So this is a pathway for institutions that don't already have the ability to spend the time and effort to do that data collection and analysis, and that's the Catalyst Grant. And those are essentially accepted anytime during the year. There's no deadline. There is a target date, but we accept proposals before and after, and we encourage you to contact advance@nsf.gov to set up a meeting and talk about any ideas you might have for a Catalyst Grant. The adaptation is a $1 million project at an institution of higher education to actually implement changes. So the adaptation proposal, you already know what your data is telling you, and you have a plan for how you want to address that. And that would allow you 3 years with $1 million to make those changes. And then the institutional transformation would be $3 million over 5 years to actually continue transformational work within your institution. But the difference between this and the adaptation is that we're expecting innovation in terms of the strategies for addressing your gender equity, and that you conduct original gender equity research on STEM faculty. Adaptation proposals have a deadline every year with letters of intent in August and full proposals in the first Wednesday in November. And institutional transformation proposals we accept anytime during the year, but you do have to start with the preliminary proposal process because we want to give you feedback before you undertake the full proposal, which is quite an intensive effort on its own. So there's a 2-step process to get to the IT level. And you want to do these in order, some Catalyst to adaptation to IT, because you can't, once you've had an IT, you can't go back and get a Catalyst. Okay, next slide. These are programs for non-academic organizations. We have through the adaptation track, as a single nonprofit, non-academic organization, you can submit a proposal to address STEM faculty gender equity. Or through the partnership track, more than one organization can partner to undertake those kinds of activities. And your partners can include academic institutions, but it's just more than one. And the scope is more of a national or regional scale rather than a single institution for change. So your projects must propose to do something that has national or regional impact and significant reach. And these projects are $1 million over 3 to 5 years, and the focus can be on one or more STEM disciplines. So if an example would be that SHIP could come in with a proposal to advance to work on STEM faculty gender equity through the adaptation track, or could partner with other organizations and come through the partnership track. These deadlines are the same as the adaptation track, so a letter of intent in August and a full proposal in November. This opportunity also has a encouraging bonus in the budget that you request. If you do a collaboration with an NSF initiated project, such as the Alliances for Graduate Education and the professoriate that you heard about earlier, or an IU's project, or many other examples of projects that you could leverage in order to do the advanced work and that prior work even more effectively. All right, and I will look forward to seeing you in the breakout room if you want to learn more about Advance. And you can find more about the program just by doing a search on Advance, the word Advance, and the initials NSF for National Science Foundation. Thanks.
Okay, can you hear me? Yes? Okay, so hi, my name is Alexandra Medina Borja, and I am a program director in the Division of Civil, Mechanical, and Manufacturing Innovation. And it will be good. So I am in the Directorate for Engineering. So you just heard several programs in the Directorate for STEM Education. So now we are moving to the Directorate for Engineering. We have 4 divisions and an office. So the Engineering Education and Centers, so the ERCs are housed there. The Chemical, Bioengineering, Environmental, and Transport Systems. Okay, hold on. How do I go back? Thank you. And Civil, Mechanical, and Manufacturing Innovation, or CMMI, and the Electrical Communications and Cyber Systems. We also have the Emerging Frontiers and Multidisciplinary Activities Program, which runs the EFRI program. Yes, next. Let's see. Okay, so this is my division. I'm not gonna, we have many programs, and we are organizing clusters. So we have the Advanced Manufacturing Cluster, my cluster, the Dynamics Control and Cognition Cluster. I'm going to talk about this cluster in particular, the Mechanics and Engineering Materials Cluster, and the Operations and Design Cluster, and the Resilient and Sustainable Infrastructure Cluster. We also have, other types of initiatives that are, in parallel to that. So today I'm just going to talk about the Dynamics, Controls, and Cognition, but if you have questions later about any of the other programs, probably I can answer a little bit of them. Next. Okay. So one thing that I wanted to talk to you is about the Engineering Research Initiation. This is a program that it's housing engineering. The CBET, CMMI, and ECCS divisions participate. And this is really in research initiation is very targeting R2 institutions, not R1s, R2 institutions according to the Carnegie classification. And it's for single PI, and it's like a preliminary to prepare you to later do a career if you want, or a larger award. It's for 2 years, $200K, and the deadline this year is for October 9th. Next. So the Dynamics, Controls, and Cognition Cluster, next one. So we have 3 programs. The first one is Dynamics Controls and Systems Diagnostics, and this supports fundamental research to augment our understanding of dynamical systems broadly. This is the measurement, the analysis, and the control. And I am a human factors person, so that includes several proposals on the theoretical basis of including humans in the loop controls. We have the Mind, Machine, and Motor Nexus, which is the M3X program, my program, that supports research on the reciprocal interactions, bidirectional interactions mediated by sensory motor manipulation between human cognition and embodied intelligent engineer systems. That could be a smart room or a robot or anything else. And then for the foundational research in robotics, which is a cross-directorate program. So all of robotics proposals have to have a robot, and then the mechanics of the robot, the robotic system, both the computational capability and the physical complexity. And of course, they also support some human robot interaction proposals as well. Next. These are all. This is all the program directors and experts in our cluster. Next. And then in DCC, the important things that you have to take from here is that we don't have deadlines. We don't have solicitations. It's just a program description. We receive proposals anytime. It's a 3 or 4 years duration, no budget limit. But please ask what you really need. If your proposal does well in panel, we will negotiate anyway. So the average is around 600, 700K. Next. And then to ensure that your project really fits our cluster, please send us an email with a one-pager describing what is your idea, and we will provide you feedback. And I think that's my last thing. Thank you.
Thank you so much. My name is Tomasz Durakiewicz. I would like to say thank you very much for organizing this meeting for all of us. I'm a program director with Condensed Matter Physics program in Division Materials Research at MPS, but I'm currently on Detail to EDU EES division, where I help run CREST program and HBCU program. And with me in this program, you have Regina Sievert and Luis Cubano. Luis is currently acting Triple D division deputy division director in EES, but he's coming back to lead CREST program very soon this fall. Next slide, please. CREST program is about supporting and enhancing research capabilities of minority serving institutions and emerging research institutions in all NSF supported areas of research. So it is by definition a very, very broad program with a strong focus on broadening participation and enhancing research capabilities. The program strives to promote the development of new knowledge, enhancements of research productivity of faculty and postdoctoral scholars, and to expand presence of students who are members of groups historically underrepresented in STEM. We have really 3, or maybe you would say 3.5 programs in one. We have CREST Centers, CREST Rise, and CREST PRP. So let me just say a few words about each of them. CREST Centers is a center scale program with a budget of roughly $1.5 million per year for 5 years, which provides support to enhance research capabilities of minority serving institutions and enhance faculty research productivity. Also developing a diverse STEM workforce is one of the focal points of CREST Center program. A successful center is one that successfully integrates STEM education and research. We have this variant of CREST Centers that was announced a few months ago, which is an EPSCoR CREST Center solicitation. And by the way, you can find all our solicitations on a CREST. If you Google CREST NSF, you will have access to all our current solicitations, submission deadlines, etc. The EPSCoR CREST Center solicitation is new. So we're looking at first proposals to be submitted this December. They are similar in mission structure and funding profile to other CREST centers, but the program is really seeking to expand our geographic diversity and reach by building centers specifically in EPSCoR jurisdictions. CREST RISE is designed to fund 5-year, $2 million awards to increase the number of STEM research doctoral programs at MSIs. So we're looking at increasing the number of research doctoral students graduating from MSIs, especially again those from groups historically underrepresented in STEM, and increasing institutional research capacity among other means by increasing doctoral students' graduation rates. And then we have the CREST Postdoctoral Research Program, PRP, which provides 2-year awards to support postdoctoral scholars' research and training with a primary goal to increase the workforce presence of individuals from, again, groups historically underrepresented in STEM fields. This is a program that provides an annual salary, allowance up to $15,000 a year. Salary is about $70,000 typically a year, and also research travel supplements up to $50,000. Okay, with that, thank you so much, and I give it back to Anna, I guess, or Sonja.
Thank you, Tomas. So that I think Anna's coming up with some logistics. So what we're gonna do next is open up breakout rooms. Each of us has a breakout room. So I would encourage you to, if you want to learn